Hey there, I'm Sean C. Davis, and today I want to give you a quick tip on how to debug JavaScript. And to do that, I'm going to take you down this path of enlightenment, and we'll start in the deep, dark ages when I first started learning how to write code. So what I've got set up here on my screen, on the left, I've got my code editor, simple index.html file. On the right, at the top, I've got my browser. And bottom right, it's my terminal running a simple web server. So all I've got on screen here is this text that says, hi there. But I also have written this script at the bottom of my file. And so I can use the console in Chrome, and I can output these items. So I can say foo or bar in there. That's great. Well, what I first learned when it came to trying to figure out like what is the value of this variable was alert. We all started here, right? Or maybe it's just me having no idea what to do. But if I alert foo and I refresh my browser, refresh my browser, hey, two pretty not great things happening here. One, it's interrupting the process. Notice that the tab is still spinning. I don't see my text on the page. I've interrupted all of that. And two, the alert doesn't actually give me the information I want. I want to inspect that object. So first thing here is let's make sure we're using console log and not alert. It took me way too long to get there. So I can say console log and I can look at what foo is. Refresh the page and look at this. I can see the object and I can interact with it as I just showed you a minute or two ago. So as I kind of meandered through my development career, I wanted to figure out how to better log these objects in JavaScript. And so for a while it'd be like, hey, make sure, it's like, I don't want to miss this variable. I want to make sure I see it and know exactly what it is. So I'll say console log and do like some crazy characters here. And maybe I'll do another one that says foo. And then I'll actually output the contents of the object. And then it's like, oh, hey, here it is. Can't miss it, right? Yeah. Okay, great. So then I was like, well, what if I want to do it in the same line? Well, maybe I could say, dash plus space foo plus there. Okay, cool. That's great, right? That's awesome. Well, actually, it's not, because now this object isn't expanded anymore. It's been made into converted into a string, and the string is object, which was the result of when we ran alert as well. And so even if we do something like our fancy ES6 variable interpretation, and I say, all right, well, interpolation, and do that, we're going to end up with the same result. Because again, it's typecasting foo as a string, and we're just getting the string equivalent of it. So what can I do? Well, eventually I learned that you can have multiple arguments in console log. So here we go. First one is these 3 dashes. Next one is foo. And then the next one will just be the object. And now if I do that, watch this. Oh, look at that. Got my 3 dashes, got my string foo, and also have the object that I can interact with. That's really cool. It's also a little bit annoying. Like I have the name foo here. I gotta write it again. Well, what's really cool is with this concept in ES6 of destructuring, you don't actually have to do this anymore. What I can do is I can make an object here and say foo, and look at that. Now I have a new object. So what's happening here is I'm printing out a new object. And in that object, I have one property, and that's foo. And then that property's value is what foo actually is, which is up here. This is it's a shorthand method. It's short for saying foo : foo. So if I do that, I get the same thing here, which, I could say, I could give this a different property name, and then that's my key, and then the value is still the output of foo. But it's a shorthand method. So if I just do the variable name, then it's like saying colon name, or name colon object. And so we can combine properties here like this. So if I want to inspect both foo and bar, I can just do foo comma bar, refresh, and I get them both. And now I've got this visibility into attaching the output or what's actually in the object with the name of that object. So again, this is the equivalent of just doing, that same thing. So that's where I am today. I think this is a nice, clean, quick way to be able to inspect and log your variables. And it really, for me, was a total game changer. It's like most of these quick tips are, but total game changer in figuring out how to debug applications. And that in turn has helped me work a lot more effectively and productively. Well, as always, I hope you enjoyed this, and I will see you next time.